Hey guys, it's Lady C here. All right, now listen. It's been getting kind of cold outside and it is time for some soup. That's right, you can either make soup or chili. But today, I'm going to show the college students how to make a quick pot of soup from Dollar General. That's right, you don't have to go to Walmart. Dollar General has everything you need. It has the ground beef, it has the mixed vegetables, it has the green can of green beans, it has the lima beans, it doesn't have okra. Doesn't have okra now. It doesn't have onions. I do like onions. I do like okra, but my husband doesn't like the onions, and my children, they don't like the okra. So we're gonna omit that today. But if you like okra and onions, I can taste those onions now. If you like all of that, then definitely get you some. Now, okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to Dollar General. I'm gonna get the mixed vegetables. You get maybe, depending on how large the size, the can is, if they have two large cans, if they have one huge can, you get that one. If they have two medium size, you get that. If they have a small, you have to get 4. Okay, college students, listen carefully now. This is the key to your success when it gets cold, when winter comes in. When that fall, that winter starts seeping in and trying to push the fall out the way, that's when you get your soup. And sometimes, I have to show you later about making chili, okay? There's a key to that. Everybody, they don't know how to make chili. But this is gonna be a quick little recipe on how to make soup. This is just for the college students, okay? You get you some mixed vegetables. You get about 4 cans if it's small. And then you have to add stuff because the mixed vegetables is just not enough in there, okay? So you get your mixed can of vegetables. And then you got to get some extra cans, maybe like 1 or 2 extra cans of green beans, 1 or 2 extra cans of carrots if you like carrots. Don't forget to get your like potatoes. You have to get some lima beans if you like lima beans, whatever you like, just throw it in there. And then, of course, if you like other type of things. Now, the sauce is the key. Do not get the tomato paste. Paste is thicker than tomato sauce. Remember that. Do not buy tomato paste unless you like your soup super thick, okay? I don't like my soup that thick, so I get the tomato sauce. That's key now. That's key, college students. Listen carefully. Heed my words. Tomato sauce over tomato paste. All right, so then you can get you some beans, some black beans. Or I save the kidney beans for my chili, so I don't really put the kidney beans in there. So whatever you like to go into your soup, then go for it. All right, follow me. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. All right, so we are back. I have my mixed vegetables. I got about 4 cans of this because, of course, they're small. I may or may not use all of them. And I had to get me some potatoes. Now, they're sliced, so I don't like them like that, so I'm gonna have to cut them in half. I got some carrots. Don't forget the ground beef. I got about 2 packs so I can make a large one. Got some corn on the cob. Well, I got corn, whole corn. I got 2 cans of that. I got my green beans. And of course, I got my tomato sauce, not paste. I got several cans because they too are small. They didn't have any large cans at Dollar General. And then they didn't have my lima beans, so I ended up getting the black beans. And we're gonna see how that tastes. I don't usually get the black beans. I normally get lima beans. And of course, you know, I couldn't get about my little pudding drop. I had to get him some food as well. And then of course it's not soup without the crackers. It's not soup without the saltine crackers. And you need a little cheese too, okay? So, all right, college students, this is all you need to make your nice pot of soup. Now, if it's just one of you, I would say get you 2 cans and get 1 can of potatoes, 1 of carrots if you like that, 1 can of corn, and maybe 1 can of green beans and 2 cans of sauce. So you need 2 cans of sauce. You probably need 1 ground beef. It's just for a single person. And then 2 cans of the mixed vegetables, and the rest just 1 can of everything that you want to add, because that way it makes it thicker, okay? All right, let's get started. Well, first, you got to let this thaw out, okay? Or put it in some water inside of water pack while it's still packaged, all right? So we're gonna come back after it has thawed out, all right? Okay, stay tuned. All right, college students, we are back. Now, as you can see, I only opened some of the canned goods. All right, so one key thing that you have to remember, you must pour out the juice, or what we used to call, my grandma used to say, the liquor, off of some of them. Do not put all of the canned goods with the juice in the pot, because you're gonna make your soup too soupy. So I'm gonna use the juice in this first one. Not much juice, right? But I still poured out the juice in the next 2. And I only use 3. So now that way you can see exactly how much vegetables you have and how much you need to add, okay? So that covers the bottom, a little bit more than the bottom. All right, then I have some green beans here. I'm adding 1 can at a time. I do have some corn. I love corn. So guess what? I'm gonna place 2 cans of corn. That's just for me because I like it so much. And then I do have some sweet peas that I actually found in my in my cabinet. So I'm gonna add that. And then I found some lima beans. Remember I said they didn't have any in the store, so I'm gonna use that juice for the lima beans. You do not have to add lima beans if you don't want. And then, of course, you're adding your tomato sauce, not paste. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 cans. And as you can see, I am to the top. And I didn't even use half of what I needed to use. So you go ahead and you stir that in. You see, I only had 2 cans with the juice in it, the liquor, and that along with the tomato sauce made it nice and soupy enough, okay? Now, if 2 cans of corn is too much for you, then don't use it. Use 1. Because we actually have to have room for the ground beef. Or you can use ground turkey sausage. Okay? And then what I normally do is lift it up just to kind of see what type of vegetables are popping up. And then I can tell what I'm missing. Okay? Now I can add more carrots, I can add more potatoes, I can add more green beans, whatever I need. I think this is good enough. I did buy the black beans but I don't think I'm gonna use them. I didn't buy any onions. If you college students like onions, add the onions. If you don't, then don't. If you want more carrots, just depends on what you want. And that looks like a great pot of soup, doesn't it? That's all you have to do. First, always get the mixed vegetables, okay? Doesn't matter what name brand. Always get the mix. Put a few cans in, maybe start with 2. And then get the corn. And you may want to do the potatoes, but as you can see, I haven't even opened my potatoes yet. And I think I have enough potatoes in here. But if you love potatoes, get the potatoes. If you like okra, then get the okra. But one thing about the okra, you need to cook the okra by itself first. Okra takes a long time to really cook, and you don't want okra too hard, okay? If you want to do the black beans, lima, if you don't want lima beans, then don't add them. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and cook the ground beef, and then we're gonna add it to it. And if you need, this is like a regular size large pot. If you need a larger pot than this to add the ground beef, you can. And I may swap pots because I may have added too much, and I may not have enough room for the ground beef. But I am gonna do 2 packs of ground beef. All right, so now you're gonna let this simmer. I have it on medium. Do like medium here. And you're gonna let that simmer. If it starts smelling, then you know it's too hot. Every stove is different, okay? Simmer means you kind of cook it low. No higher than the medium. You can do maybe 3 or 4 if you want it to just kind of, you want all the sauce and the juices to kind of cook in real good. And you have to keep going back and stirring it because it will stick to the bottom. It's best to have a no stick pan, okay? Get one of those good pans. And then you must constantly, every 10 to 15 minutes, go back and stir it in, okay? You don't want burnt soup or burned soup, as the old folks. So I don't want any burn up soup, okay? So let it simmer. You can put the top on it. So let it simmer, put the top on it, okay, and just watch it very closely. Stay tuned. And in the meantime, throw these away. College students, don't leave your canned goods sitting on the counter. You see that leftover residue? That can bring in what? Ants. And if you're in a college dorm, I'm gonna say roaches. Any kind of creepy thing. So what you need to do is rinse these out. Don't just throw them in the garbage can. Always rinse them out, because when you throw them in the garbage can, if you're not planning on dumping or emptying your trash that night, then that smell, you're gonna leave a smell. So make sure that you rinse these out so you won't have that smell lingering on, and then throw them away immediately. Do not leave them on the counter. I know how y'all college students are. Make sure you clean up behind yourself is the key. All right. Alrighty, we're gonna go back to look at it. Check it out. Now you notice, can you see the tomato sauce forming? And can you see it gathering around the edges? All around like that film? That's how you know it's breaking down. All the chemicals, all the vegetables, they're mixing in. All the juices, the flavors, they're mixing in. That's okay. Don't try to get that film. Don't try to take it out. That's a part of the process. All right. I didn't put any ketchup or anything, but you see that red substance? That's that tomato sauce. Okay. All of that stuff is breaking down. That's a good thing, because now the juices are getting in the vegetables, and that's gonna make it taste a whole lot better. That's mixing the flavors. Those are flavors mixing. I did turn this down a little bit from 5 to 4. I moved it down. Okay. And then in the meantime, I put my sausage in. Got a spatula. It doesn't matter what you use. I'm just trying to break it up because it was kind of hard. And that way I can kind of peel off the eggs and the meat. And then you see how that's coming off. I let it was thawing. I actually put it in the whole pack in some warm water. I was letting it thaw out. And so now I'm just kind of shaving it so it can begin to cook and thaw out the rest of the way. And as you keep flipping it, you can shift that side, okay? See, college students, it's not that hard, is it? But I know you still want to go home to your mamas and you want to let them do all the cooking for you. See how that's cooking? Just slide it on off. Just let it continue. You got to stay over here with it. Stop leaving your food unattended because that's how it burns up. Okay? And let that continue. And then, matter of fact, as you can see, it is cooking nicely. Now, I probably could have gotten maybe 3 or 4 packs. But this, I guess, would be enough for maybe 2 or 3 college students. This was 2 packs, okay? Because I know y'all like to eat. But as that's simmering, let's check on the soup. You see all the juices and flavors are still mixing in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add a few seasonings. Now you may like a lot of salt, but I do use pepper. Just do it to your taste. I use the paprika. I have some Mrs. Dash, which is not coming out. Here we go. And this is poultry seasoning for pork soups, sauces, salads, eggs, whatnot. So I'm gonna put a little of that in there. And then I also have some pink Himalayan salt, which I'm almost out. So, and of course you can just, or you can just use the regular, just a little bit. I'll probably go back and do the Himalayan salt if I need more. I don't use a lot of salt because the seasoning, that's gonna be just fine. But just take your time when stirring so you won't make a mess. And I'm gonna get some of that off of the edge. Okay. And let that continue to simmer. And you can season to taste, which means put however much you want in your soup. You want more salt, put more salt. You don't want pepper, don't put the pepper. Whatever you want. I just use the basics. Salt, pepper, paprika. I use a little Mrs. Dash. Just whatever you like. If you like the little herbs, then you can do that as well. And my meat is almost ready. Just a few more pieces need to brown. And then we will be ready to combine. This one goes to the middle. Now I would say it doesn't take the meat long at all, especially if it's thawed out. I would say about 10 minutes on the meat, 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you get all those pieces. Then you're gonna drain this grease. Do not pour this meat with this grease in your soup pot. Make sure you drain it, okay? Now I know you all know how to drain. I know your parents taught you that much. All right, let me show you. You can use something like this, or you can use a bigger, just a container where you can drain. Okay, so use that and drain your ground beef, and then we'll come back and check on the soup in a little bit. All right, college students. Now, remember I told you you cannot pour the ground beef and the grease in the soup. And you put it all in there. Get a pan or some type of bowl to drain underneath. Look, you see the grease? Please, please do not, and I repeat, do not pour this over the sink. Do you know why? Because the grease is gonna get cold and it's gonna get hard and it's gonna stop up the sink. That's why, okay? It's gonna be white. It's gonna turn white. Then you scrape it out into a bag and then put it in the garbage. Okay? All right, people, the last thing we have to do is pour our ground beef into the soup. Now notice it went down a little bit. That is because I decided to take some out and I put it in a pan. And I will have to just make 2 bowls. So I'm going to put the ground beef, okay, in the pot. I'm gonna stir that around. I wasn't sure how much it's gonna be, and slowly figuring out if I can actually place some of my soup back in. I didn't want it to overflow. You see how much ground beef that is? I probably can put more soup in. Now some people, I will say, some people do add ketchup, and we can add that to get it a little bit, if you like it like red, or you can put another can of tomato sauce in there and let it simmer. So I'm gonna add more veggies, just maybe a cup more out of this pan, okay? And I'll decide if I want to add more sauce. All right, adding more sauce. That's 1 can. I'm gonna stir that and see if I need to add another can. How soupy do you like your soup? Is that soupy enough? And what you can do is, if you do not buy enough sauces, then just hold on to some of your juices in the can instead of pouring all of them out. You could pour those back in there. I think that made it a little bit better. I have 1 more can of sauce. But let's just see how that works out. All right, and there you have it. Nice little soup. Remember, college students, if you don't like the soupiness of it, you can add more juice or you can add more tomato sauce, okay? You can also put cheese in it or on top, the shredded cheese or the block cheese in it. You can also add sour cream, whatever your heart desires. Bon appetit. All right, let's see. That right there, that's some soup. Oh yes. Come and get you some. Bye-bye.